Hey, one and all, how are we all tonight? Sorry this is a bit late starting. I didn't even know if I was going to do it. As you can see what I said in the chat, my mom died tonight. Although I don't know what I'm going to say or do here. I'm just feeling a bit numb. Sorry to be a bummer. She's no longer going to be coming on and interrupting as I do stuff online. Man, I'd give anything for her to do that right now. I don't know whether anybody will show up. I don't even know how long I'm going to do this or what I'll talk about. Just feeling real numb right now. Well, technically, my time is not. So, yeah, it's last night. Now on Friday, my time, but Thursday around 6 or 7, she died. Not sure if anybody out there is listening. Let people know on Twitter and Facebook. A lot of people have sending me condolences and all that. And thank you everybody for that. And even on Facebook, I have been be praying for me. Thank you for that. I didn't get back in my apartment till probably after 10, close to 11. I've just been doing whatever since then. Uh, you know what? I'm gonna go on my online, my on air Discord for anybody that wants to come on. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this, or what I can even talk about, what I want to talk about. Cherish those you love. You never know when they're gonna go. I wasn't expecting my mom to go today or yesterday now. There was no warning sign, nothing. No, she's not here. I know where she is, and I'm glad for that. And I know that I will see her again one day. But it's sad right now, disheartening, especially having to go through all the rigmarole, calling 911, and then paramedics coming, trying to revive her, that not happening. And somehow I knew it wasn't going to happen. I've thought about this day, having to call them, and this happening. I didn't know what I was going to do. It happened, and I still don't know what I'm going to do. What to say, what to do. Maybe I should share this out. Let's share it out. Let people know that Twitter that I'm here. And Facebook, I guess, too. I don't know. I shared out on Twitter, Facebook. I'm not sure whether anybody's going to come. Hey, Marsupio. Well, you know how I'm feeling. How are you feeling? Bit late on the thing, but some ways could be helped. Hey, Elric. Oh, you can't hear me? Can't hear you well. It might be because of my somber tone talking. Hey, Elric. I'm not sure whether you heard. My mom died today, or yesterday now that where I am, it's Friday. Can you hear me better now? I sent a message, a text message to your phone number. I'm not sure whether you got it, Elric. But then again, I'm not sure whether that's happening now. I'm not even sure whether John knows. Hey, Peter, not Finity. I didn't know what I was to do, so I just felt like I'd come on here, share, talk about whatever. I am in the on-air chat and Discord if anybody wants to come on. So I do have my friend Dave here with me. I'm not sure whether you can see his shoulder, but yeah, you can see his face. It's a little low, but I can hear you. Yeah, I don't know what I can do. How am I now? Better? Does this even have the right one? It's taking around from the wrong one. Okay, can you hear me now? Do you not know what happened, or do you not want to talk? I sort of feel like that. Um, I was watching some videos on Tubi. Uh, a little while, and I saw your video about your mom. My condolence. Thank you. Uh, I was watching some videos. Heard something fall or her. I'm not sure. I called out. She said she was all right, or it was nothing to worry about. I got up from my videos to come to my computer to do some drawing stuff, and I found her collapsed in the washroom doorway. She was weak but responsive. I got her to her bed. Yeah, I had to change mics. It was wanting to pick me up from my headset mic instead of my siren mic. Thank you, Metal. So I got her to her bed. She was still coherent. I went away for a bit, came back. She was still coherent, or well, somewhat coherent. I thought she was tired. I was gonna let her sleep, and then a little bit later, another 5 or 10 minutes later, I decided to go check on her again, and she was unresponsive. At which time I called 911. And then, well, she was probably dead at that point. They came, did the medical stuff, tried to revive her for like 20 minutes, half an hour, or something like that. Maybe it was less, I don't know. Things are sort of a blur for me. And eventually they came to me, one of the paramedics, and said we couldn't revive her. And I basically knew, as they were coming to me, that's what they were going to say. And then I had to wait for coroner stuff and funeral place to come and all that. So I didn't get into my place probably close to 11. And I've just been a bit numb. Not sure wanting to do. Heck, I went was in the chat of a couple people's for a bit. Put out some notices that my mom died. Called a bunch of people to let them know. And now I just don't know what I want to do. I don't really feel tired. Not even sure whether I could sleep if I wanted to. Sorry for the bummer live stream. And like I said, if anybody wants to come in, I'm in the on-air Discord. Hopefully I can... I don't have my earphones on, so I couldn't even hear if anybody's in there or not. No. Stay hydrated. Yeah, that I will do. The next week is going to be blur. Unfortunately, I don't think the thing for Diller's happening. I don't think Dillard knows yet. Hey, Aqua. So the cross country thing that I was so celebrating on Tuesday after getting my thing. I'm back. Well, I only started about 13 minutes ago, Aqua. I was late because some sad news happened. My mom died last night. About 6 or 7 Eastern Standard Time. I wasn't even sure whether I was going to do this. But I think it's a little bit therapeutic. Just getting on here, doing something that I normally do. Although a bit late. Although I'd be drawing normally. I was going to draw a part of page 2 of the Canadian Shield, trying to get it done. Let me put these up here so I can hopefully hear if anybody comes in. Well, I'm okay enough for what the situation is, Aqua. It was very unexpected. Well, it was, but it wasn't. She wasn't in poor health, but she wasn't in great health. Oh. But I wasn't thinking that she'd be dying anytime soon. And thank you, Aqua. So, I had to deal with a lot of bureaucracy from calling, which, oh, we're here for your cross. Thanks, Elric. Now, Elric, like I said, I'm not sure whether you heard me a couple minutes ago. I used the number I got from Indiegogo for you and sent you a text message. Did you get it or not? I feel so bad. I wish there was something I did. Well, thank you. As some of you can see there, my buddy is here. He's not that he's doing much right now, but he's sitting there. He's being there for me as much as he can be. You know, as much as somebody can be there for somebody in this situation. There he's waving. Normally, he's not one to want to get on stream. Um. Oh, I got it. Cool, 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 cool. Hey, Dillard. How are you? I'm not sure whether you've seen or heard, Dillard, but my mom died last night. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be making the trip to California because, that's just over a week away, and I'm not sure whether everything will be set for the funeral and it done. I didn't know it was you, so I needed to send another one. So I thought it was I needed to send one. Thanks, John. Yeah, well, I said it was me in the text, so I was hoping that would make sure you knew, Elric. Yeah, she died somewhere between him showing off and stuff. She died around well, I think technically around 6 or 7 Eastern time. I'm not sure when she was officially declared dead. So I'm a little numb right now. Just doing this just to do it because I put notices up on Twitter and Facebook. Reading all the people sending condolences, and that I get a lot of random calls and texts for scammers. Ah, yeah, but do many of them say this is Rick from Cross Comics? Because I'm pretty sure I said that. Oh, Rick, or I might not include a thing, but doesn't matter. Yeah, well, it was sudden, Dillard. As far as I'm concerned, there was no indication. Like, yeah, she was vomiting and throwing up last night. You know, and didn't get a lot of sleep, and then today, well, yesterday now, technically my time. Um, she didn't eat a lot. She didn't eat a lot in the last day or so. I tried to get her to eat. She wouldn't. Well, she said she tried, but she would throw up after taking a bite of something. Tried to get her to eat some orange juice or drink some orange juice and stuff. I thought it was just like a cold, a flu. I don't know what it was for sure. Um, they think she might not have been taking her meds like she should have been because they found some blister packs unopened from a couple weeks ago. But I seen one in a room that was open. Uh, sorry, sorry. Type 2. Fast as. No problem, Elric. So I just got my ticket too. You know, Tuesday I was doing a stream about all the stops I would make and how I might be able to see some of you guys on the way and seeing you guys. Now I'm gonna try and have to get my money back for that. Who cares what they think? What the heck do they know anyways? Who? Who are you talking about? Oh, probably the. Oh, you're probably talking about the people, the thing. You know, well, it's important that she should have been taking her meds on time and all that. If you could still make, cross, if you did come down, if you did drop by my place randomly, I'd be surprised and happy. Yeah. You know, like this next couple weeks is going to be crazy for me. Getting all the arrangements done and all that. I thought you were flying. If you were going to be at the bus station, I'd be happy. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm not going to be. I was going to be busing it. I don't even think I could make it if I was flying now. Things things happen for a reason, I gotta believe, but they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times for me. Well, I hope you can get your money back. It wasn't a plane ticket; it was a bus ticket, Elric. Marsupio says this. And then if any, I was saying, if anybody wants to hop on, I'm in the Discord on air. Here, I'll even put my headphones on. Uh, now to see if I see anybody come in. Uh, did you heat it up, Dave?
Oh, yeah. 2 minutes.
Yeah. A little too hot then?
Well, that's why I put it down there to cool it off.
Uh,
But
oh,
taste
bus.
good. Tastes some good. Steak.
Yeah. Do you even know? Do you even want company right now? I'm not sure. Dave's here, so
And he still has that choice.
yeah. Well, I'm in a weird spot. I want company, but I don't want company.
He wants me to leave. I'm not
Yeah, yeah. I just, like I wasn't even gonna do this, but I'm like,
Me too.
I figured I'd get on, talk, do something that feels somewhat normal for me. My life has taken on a new normal, and I don't even know what it is. I can do that right now. I think I can, anyways. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Let's see.
Yes, sir. Bye. Mm. Man, is that ever good? Mm-hmm. Thanks for the taste buds, Lord. Yeah.
Hey, JR. I just sent you a text, Elric. I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah. I wasn't sure, as I've been saying, I renamed the stream, as you could say, Dark Thursday, because my mom died Thursday, August 31st. I think you mean Elric. Yeah, Elric. Did I say Eric? Oh, it said Eric. I thought it said Elric. Oh, it did say Eric. I thought when I said hey, and then it put the Eric in, like choose the next word. I thought it said Elric. Sorry. So I don't know exactly what this is going to mean for me or the channel. Obviously, I can't stay living where I am for very long. I've got the rent paid for. Uh, well, I'm going to have the rent paid for this month tomorrow. My mom went Tuesday to get the money order for the rent, and it just wasn't brought down yet, so I got to bring that down tomorrow. Paid first and last when we moved in here. Thanks, Elric. I got your message. And I hope you're doing good too, Elric. How's the cancer going? Is it beaten? What's on that front? I just did. I did before you typed. My phone is like right there. I saw it pop up because it's still on the screen from where I typed to you. I'm gonna have to let a few people know. I don't know what this next month is gonna be like for me. I don't even know what my streaming schedule is gonna be like over the next couple weeks. And I know you guys don't mind my shorts. I got a few sort of prepared for coloring DC comic stuff. Do you rent a house, apartment? Do you have a place to go? We rent an apartment, or we rented an apartment. I'm not sure how you want to say that. It's good. It's gone. I need to do a CT scan for 4 years. Oh, that's awesome, Elric. Great to hear that. Uh, we rent. Do I have a place to go? I'm not completely sure. I'm sure my dad in Hepworth, which is between Owen Sound and Wyerton, would let me live with him. I'm just I just get scared scheduling them. I need one in October. Yeah, I can understand what you mean. Elric. Is anybody in here? No. Oh, let's see. Has anybody said anything more on? Got some more people saying sorry for your loss on Twitter. Let's give them a thanks. Let's see. Got people on. Uh, just checking on my Twitter and my Facebook because a bunch of people, like I said, sent stuff there. The pains are mostly gone, unlike earlier in the year. Oh, that's good, Ulrich. I'm glad to hear things are going good for you in that way. And also, I hate to do this. If everybody could hit a like for this and maybe share this. My grandparents had a cottage in Sauble Beach. You might like Hepworth. Oh, I don't mind Hepworth. It's just small. There's not much to do to get around and all that. I actually lived in Sauble Beach for summer. My dad got me a job at a mini golf place in Sauble Beach with some friends that were managing a mini golf course there. So I've been up to Hepworth quite a few times in my life. My dad has been up there for like 30 years or more. So I've been up there quite a few times and stayed with him, a couple weeks at a time or summer. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not the middle of a city, big city. We got somebody here. Hello.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, John. How are you?
I'm so sorry, man. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the. I didn't even see your message in the DMs. I've just been hitting it really hard with the work and stuff, and I just barely. I was laying down. I was like, "Oh, look, Rick's on." That's when I just found out right now.
Yeah.
So sorry, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, well, yeah, thanks. Aqua says, forget the likes. You need to get to 1,000 subs so you can get monetized. Hey, well, they do have a way of me getting monetized, and that is at 500 subs and 3,000 hours watched. And we're just under 800. So if you can get me over 3,000, Dillard says, hey. But you still, and that only gives you part monetization. That doesn't give you like the ads. It gives you super chat, subscription to your channel, and super stickers, and I think maybe one other thing. But if you want the ads and all that on your videos or whatever, you need the 1,000 subs and the 4,000 hours watched. Yeah, so it's been a rough last few hours since about, say, 6 on my time. So 7 hours.
Oh yeah. Did she pass away 6:00 p.m.?
PM, yeah. Well, I'm approximating because I don't know the exact time.
Right. Why would you?
Like I I finished watching the video. I went to go come in here to my room. I was going to do some more work for, some shorts. And I noticed my mom collapsed in the bathroom doorway. I made sure she was responsive, and then got her to her bed because I didn't want to leave her on the floor. Covered her up somewhat because she was naked. Didn't really want to see anything.
Right.
And she was still responsive when I got her in the bed, and then I checked on her once. She was still somewhat responsive, but seemed to be trying to sleep. I checked on her again, and didn't seem like she was breathing. And then I called 911. And then the paramedics came. They tried to revive her for a good 20 minutes, I'd say. They weren't able to. Unfortunately, somehow I knew even before they tried that they weren't going to be able to, because I think she had probably been dead a couple minutes even before I called, or maybe even before I checked on her.
Yeah.
So, by the time they got to
that's
her,
so
it's
tough.
probably like
I'm
10.
so sorry, dude. That's really, really tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And as I said, I'm probably not coming down there now. And I just bought my ticket
Well,
on
of course.
Tuesday. I just bought my ticket on Tuesday.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, this sort of thing changes everything.
Yeah.
Going on fucking trips and shit. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
Seems very stupid and very petty.
Yeah. Yeah. Akko says that sounds horrible. We're all here for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, like I said, after I got into my apartment, probably around 11 my time, because after they came and all that, I was allowed in my apartment by myself with, to get whatever I might need to, for a bit, before the people came from the funeral home or the coroner, whichever they figure they needed. But my buddy here, Dave, wasn't allowed in, So I had to, probably from 8 o'clock to about, 11, I was just waiting downstairs. With Dave for part of it, calling some people and made that short video. I'm not even sure whether you've seen the short video. I would like about a minute video about announcing, say I wasn't going to be doing the stream tonight. And why?
No, I didn't see it.
And
wait.
So it's amazing how... Thanks, Cap. It's amazing how much your life can change like that.
I know. Is Dave going to be kind of being with you throughout, or no?
I'm not sure, I'm going to be, I think, for the most part, all right. I have my assurance of knowing where she is and all that, so it's just going to be the loneliness of missing her, that her not being here. Hey, Ninja.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ninja, she died.
It's just important to have somebody around just to remind you of stuff. Stuff gets real hectic. Just to remind you to eat, remind you to go to the bathroom. That's because a lot of the stuff like me, that I kind of took care of my dad the last 5 years of his life. I was his main caregiver.
Yeah.
And luckily, and I would say fortunately, he didn't give me the responsibility of notifying me when he knew he was passing away. He kind of left that to my mom. So, I didn't have to deal with his end of life stuff personally, like you have to right now.
Yeah.
He gave that responsibility to her.
Yeah. Oh,
But
the thing is, I had to tell
yeah.
my story like about 5 or 6 times. It was like, oh god. Actually, there was one time like I messed up saying my phone number to somebody. It's like, oh man, my mind was going mush.
No, that's the worst part, right?
No doubt.
You're just trying to get over it, and it's like going to be for a week or two straight that you're just going to have to keep retelling things over to different people.
Yeah. Oh, no problem, and thank you, Ninja. But like, I was just sitting here, like, like I said, I went into like Lorenzo's stream, said hi. I went into Finity stream, said hi. I was listening. Like I said, I put a notice up on Twitter. I put a notice up on Facebook. But and I was looking on at all the people's condolences and all that, and oh, that's great. Great, but I'm doing it in a numb fashion, and I'm like, should I do a stream? Should I not do a stream? Like I knew I wasn't going to be drawing on this stream, but yeah, and the officers were awesome. Paramedics were awesome. Everybody that I interacted with was awesome. I got to give them a shout out to them. Not that they'll ever hear this, but they did a great job. They were very professional and all that sort of stuff. You hear about cases where you get some of these people that are very pathetic, but these guys were great. But I just figured I'd come on here, do something for me that's normal, just to deal, I guess. This is almost therapeutic for me.
Yeah, it's whatever you feel comfortable doing. And if I at any point you want to kick my ass out, feel free. But I'll be here as long as you are.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. Like normally I'd want to go to sleep right now. I'm not even sure whether I went to bed, whether I could sleep.
Yeah, that's how it is. I remember my sleep schedule is already messed up as it is compared to normal people, but I was up all night with her at the hospital until then.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't even go to sleep when I got home. I was there in bed until I passed out from exhaustion.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. It might even happen to you too.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to straighten the place up because I had to move a whole bunch of crap around so the paramedics and all that could get through. And I've got, as far as I'm concerned, I got to start packing because I've only got 2 or 3 months here at best.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I'm going. At this point.
Yeah, that's number one you got to start thinking about because, don't worry about your stream schedule. Just
well, and that stuff catches up to you faster than you think. Even if I've got a couple months, and then then you know what, the couple months happen.
Yeah, and I know what that's like because me and my mom had to move where we are now 6 years ago. And we had 2 months, and it went by fast.
Yeah.
It's it's understandable, Cross. It's hard to even think straight. Yeah. Well, I did pretty good, I think, for considering. I felt my mom dead. I had to call. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I found her dead, and I had to call and all that. Just holding it together because I needed to. Probably when I'm alone, things are gonna hit me a little harder. And maybe that's the thing is I don't want to be alone right now because I don't want it to hit me hard.
Yeah.
I want to be talking, doing something to prolong the pain. Heck, just what my buddy went to the store for, some drinks and something to eat for us. Although I had food, but, and it's just even while he was gone, I could feel the emptiness, the sorrow creeping in.
Or at least you have Dave there.
Yeah.
Like, it must be rough because, I have my whole family. You're just by yourself.
Yeah. Well, I do have I think I have a fairly good support system. Like my dad may not live with me, but he's coming down. I think he said Saturday or whatever. He's going to be here, for a bit. I have people that I know from the church, I have a bunch of different people already saying anything you need, we're there. And of course, a lot of people on the stream here too, I know a lot of you guys are that way. Not that you can do much being, however fair distance away that you are, So, like,
Of course.
I know probably high noon's not happening tomorrow. Surprisingly enough, I'm scheduled to be on Mike's stream tomorrow night, and I am still going to be there. I'm not sure how chipper I'm going to be, but I'm going to be there.
Oh yeah, I can understand that too, especially because he keeps losing people left and right. It's like,
Yeah.
nobody wants to do that to him.
Yeah, I don't want to do it to him, and and he would have understood too, obviously.
Yeah.
He would.
I'm sorry. Whose channel are you going?
I'm not sure whether you know Mike Walters. Sometimes he appears in the chat. He has what he calls a niche news channel, and so Monday through Friday and Monday through Thursday, he's reading some niche news articles and commenting on them, and people in the chat comment too, and he usually reads the chat. Sometimes he's a little late in getting to their chats because and suddenly they don't make sense after like 10 minutes before he checks the chat. Well, maybe not quite that long, but still.
Mm-hmm.
But on Fridays he has a comic retrospect. He tries to have different hosts, and he reads through various old comics. He's going systematically through the early comics. Right now he's reached I think December of 1939. So, and we read them. Try and do voices or whatever. Well, some people do. Well, he does, and some of his guests do. Like I've been on there. Metal's been on there. Timothy. And we comment on the story in different ways. And then, of course, he has a open panel, sort of an open panel on Sunday nights. We talk about whatever. Sometimes an article or whatever might come up. It's a pretty good channel. He only has less than 200 subscribers, but he's a good guy. And he's trying to get more, like a few more people to help him host on the Friday night. So it's be once a month or once every other month or whatever, or once every 6 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, RJ of Critical Blast is on there too.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the comic retrospective used to be held by RJ, and then Mike took it over.
No, that's the Sunday night one.
Oh, it was the Sunday night panel was okay.
Yeah.
But one of the things he did was held by RJ.
Yeah, RJ couldn't do it because of his schedule, so Mike decided, hey, maybe I can get people to come over here and, do it. Unfortunately, some of the regulars that used to be, I think, on RJ's are not there, and some of the regulars that he used to have when he first started it don't come by, but, I try to make sure I get there every week. I want to support him and all that. Like, I know what it's like being on a small channel and not having, people on the panel with you or whatever when it's, And I know it can be hard, trying to do something, like that by yourself. So, uh, so I'm not sure what else to say now. Oh man.
Not much else. What's going to be happening tomorrow? Like, what do you have like appointments set up to talk to the people down there? Where did they send her to?
I got her sent to her funeral home. Because the whatchamacallit, the coroner or doctor deemed that, there's no foul play or whatever based on, this events that I, said that happened. So,
Hmm.
and based on medical and all that sort of stuff and all that. And Dave's holding up my Canadian Shield. Yeah. The one that I made before I had my big one. But so I don't know. I'm probably going to be getting a lot of calls in the next few days from numbers that I don't know, and I'm going to have to answer them. I hate answering numbers I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a difficult time. Getting everything done. And I actually got to contact the bus company because she lost her wallet on Tuesday when we were out.
Oh, jeez.
And she lost it on the bus, so I'm hoping somebody turned it in. There was $50 in the wallet, and right now I don't even care about the $50. I just want the wallet.
Yeah.
Just because I'm probably going to need her ID or whatever. I know the police were asking about it. It's like I was thinking at first it's somewhere around here in this pouch that she uses normally, and then I remembered, crap, Tuesday we went out and she didn't bring that, and she lost her wallet. So I'm just not sure whether I'm even going to be able to get the wallet back with her ID and all that from the bus company, because usually you have to be the person that the wallet says about. I'm still here anytime. Yeah. So I'm not even sure whether they'll give me the wallet.
Yeah, that's rough.
So I'm gonna have to call them tomorrow morning and explain the situation. Like yesterday she was fine, well, meaning Wednesday for me anyways. And then suddenly it's you need to text me. Why do I need to text you? You say something? Eric? Oh yeah.
Maybe he just wants you to constantly text him to keep your fingers busy.
So hopefully you'll get it back. Yeah.
because I don't know how much I'm going to need her ID, in dealing with all this crap. It's always, like, I hate to say, it seems like the worst possible timing these things happen for me.
Well, I think no matter what, it's always the worst possible. It's never a good timing.
Well, definitely no good time for dying, but just the losing the wallet, about to go down to Dillard's. In some ways, I'm just glad this didn't happen while I was away. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody say something? Do we have somebody else here? No. Ulrich's saying, no, I'm just saying anytime you need to text me, go ahead. Okay. Laugh out loud, he says. Yeah. I thought I'd try that. I went on Indiegogo from him ordering. It has the phone number, so I figured, okay, I'll try. Worst thing is, it isn't.
Whose phone number on Indiegogo?
Elric's.
Oh.
I could get yours
to
too.
dox somebody's information again.
No, I'm not going to say the number or anything. I'm just saying I got it from there. Like any of your backers, you can usually, it has that information. So I didn't think he'd mind me using it to text him to make sure he was doing all right and stuff like that. And I was letting him know about being down there.
Yeah.
Or
well, at least it's somebody that you knew to a degree. I mean, can you imagine if just like you enjoyed somebody's comic and you randomly backed them and they just started texting like, "Hey, buddy."
Well, no. No, I as a backer can't get their number, but them as the.
No, I'm saying the other way around. Like you backed somebody's comic and they just started texting you.
Yeah, but.
Like, "Hey, buddy." And you're like, "But hey, I don't even know you. What are you doing?"
That's what I mean. If they texted me and I was the back and I didn't know them, yeah, it'd be
like,
definitely
I
be.
thought your comic was neat. I didn't want to become friends out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm also scheduled Sunday night at about 10 o'clock my time to go on somebody's podcast over on Rumble. I'd scheduled that before. This. Alric says, true. Like I said, if you did randomly pop by my house, I'd be happy and surprised. Yeah. Yeah, well, I was hoping, letting you know that you could come to the con and, maybe sit at the table and sign a few of the Elric covers for people. Give it, selling them with, both yours and mine. And, if Don's there too, Well, John was going to be there anyways, right? You were going to come to the Alpha Omega Con with me? Helping the artist for Snowdrift 2 there, would have been great. Us both being able to sign, or Snowdrift 1. Us both being able to sign. I thought that I was thinking,
wait, you were actually you were going to get a table at the con?
I had a table. Well, I still have a table.
Yeah. I thought you had told me a while back that you were just planning on going as a guest.
Oh, no, sorry. I wasn't going to go down there just to attend as an attendee. I want to sell some books, man. Get people to know me.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Whatever.
I didn't really spend any money for the table, Ulrich. They wanted a security deposit of $25 American. He's wearing one of my green cowboy hats, Dave. So, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure whether they'll give it to me back. I don't care one way or another. Cross wants to make some money down in California. Yeah. But again, that's something else I got to do. I got to send them a message and say, I can't do the table. I hate Dave's being weird.
He's just being friendly.
Yeah. He can't hear the conversation, so or he can hear my end. That's about it. It's just crazy.
Well, morning is not typically a time to chill, but if you guys would like to help Rick out by getting him any money, you can go over to the Cross Comics website, and he's got plenty of things to sell, including some artwork that's worth a okay amount of money to help him out. You don't think of it as charity, just think of it as a good excuse to pick up something that you haven't made the time to pick up yet.
Yeah. I have a page for a bunch of different Cross Comics art, including the Dillard cover not cover, the Dillard page from Snowdrift 1. I am selling it for $3.50 Canadian on the thing. That's shipping included, so. I've also got the Canadian Shield 1 cover by me. And I'm selling that for $150. And then there's a bunch of other stuff there. I've got t-shirts there. You can buy. You've got other stuff. My comics. But I was watching your stream the other day with George on there, Dillard. I like how he talked about you getting...
Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was sort of funny. I liked how he talked about you getting triggered, and then he gets triggered about you kicking him.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He's like, oh, because you did that, I unsubscribed.
No, I don't know if he unsubscribed or not, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was he tried to actually get serious on me and get all mad. And I was like, all right, goodbye.
Yeah, well, he said that he unsubscribed, so I believe him. He said he was going to have nothing to do with you. Like, I care who are, I like George, or I've liked George in the past, but who are you? You're not Yellow Flash, you're not Ethan Van Sciver, you're not any of these people. You're not this big name person.
Yeah, well, it's not really like a beef. It's just like,
Yeah, I understand why you did what you did with him, but like he took it so personally. Marsupials, George is just George. And thanks for putting that link there, Metal. Wait, who kicked who? Dillard in on the panel that he had on, George Gatsis was on, and because George was saying whatever, I forget what he was saying. Dillard does as Dillard does and kicked him, like for 5 seconds. Well, probably more for 5 seconds because he went probably away. And then, when George came back, he brought him back in. No problem. And then George complained about him kicking him and said, are you going to kick me again?
Yeah,
because
George is just... Yeah, George was just being George. It's it's not that
Yeah.
big of a deal. But the problem was that he was like, he tried to get serious. He tried to like actually get mad and get in an actual fight, and I was like, I'm not dealing with that. And then I kicked him off kicked him out proper.
Yeah. Mercy
So I
says-
don't like getting in arguments and fights with people. I got sensitive ears and I got my earbuds in, and I usually have them full volume because I can't hear people talking. So when somebody starts yelling, I just get out of here. You're done.
Well, the first time Dillard kicked
And
him,
he was being yeah, I was kicking him because he was being insulting. He was like, he came in, he was like, basically, he does his normal jokes, right? Which are
not
I
usually
get
that
things
funny.
done. Well, yeah, not usually that funny, but more like he'll set up his pitch, right? He wants to pitch whatever project he's working on. He'll set it up with like, speaking of these people who don't get anything done, check out what I get done, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. But then he started going too far with it. I'm like, all right, George, calm down. And I kicked him out, like, as a joke, because if you're gonna,
It's
I don't really get that butthurt, right? When people slag off on me or the other guests or whatever. But when you do it too often and you don't stop and it's not funny, because if it was funny, I would have let it kept going.
yeah. Yeah.
But,
yeah,
it's just
you kick a bunch of people, for a couple minutes and then let them back in, you do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Come
part
in
of
and say that John's
part
a
of your
piece
charm.
of trash. I pretend to be all angry about it. I kick you and then bring you back. He was like, if you do that to me, you don't ever want to be associated with me ever again. If you kick me, that's basically saying that, like, oh, shut up, George, get out of here. I got time for that.
Yeah. It's like I think everybody probably on that panel had been kicked by you once or twice in the past. I know I have.
And I will kick people that just bore me to tears. So
Yeah.
I'll do that too. Because life's too short.
Yeah. But I just thought it was funny how, he talked about, I trigger you and you get mad or whatever. And then, well, it sounds like you got more triggered than he did with what happened. He brung you back. If he got that triggered, he wouldn't have brung you back.
You also get kicked less often if you're a Cult of Raven member. There's just more tolerance allowed.
That's correct.
Ulrich says, I remember those
I
two.
give a lot of leeway. I give a lot of leeway to a Cult of Raven member.
You got a healthy brain there, Richard. Better than mine.
And then Metal's been doing some good gaming streams as well as his normal vomitorium stuff. I've been watching those as much as I probably would like.
I haven't seen a full one yet. I come in, watch for a little bit. Yeah.
I would just try to fill the time.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But coincidentally, Rick, I've actually been seeing my numbers going up ever since I'm like now streaming at the same time every day.
Huh. Well, that's good.
Like I've never been able to do like a daily show for longer than like a week or two. And then I just either something comes up and that breaks the routine, and then I never get it back because I'm super lazy, or I just run out of steam in my heart and soul and just stop doing it.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah, that's been me for like a decade straight.
Ulrich says, and then you got me, the Adaptist Aberrate, with my wrench of judgment. Well, Ulrich, there's somebody who has a bigger wrench of judgment than you. most of the people in the chat have the same wrench of judgment. But Metal has a bigger wrench of judgment. He has the managing mod wrench of judgment. And he can time out other mods. Their standard mods.
Yeah, I just don't like to swing it around because it makes the other guys in the locker room feel bad.
And he says, for anyone who commits heresy against anime, manga, or Coca-Cola. Yeah, and Elric, I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately. That's what I was watching yesterday. Jeez, I'm not even sure whether I'm going to watch TV or videos for the next few days. You can do that now? Yeah, there's two different types of... Go ahead, John.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't. To be honest, I mean, you know, the thing is this. Like, the grief is going to come regardless.
Yeah.
Whether you stave it off or whether you're the kind of personality that, you know, likes to indulge it purposefully. It's going to come, and the ferocity that it comes, it's not up to you, you know. And the time that it comes is not. It's gonna, you know. Sometimes it comes in waves. Like for me, I like during the actual funeral stuff like that. Solid as a rock. But every now and then I'll be driving home, catch a whiff of some cologne or something, and then I gotta pull over because I'm bawling my eyes out, you know, and I can't take it.
Yeah.
But so like if whatever it is you feel like doing, that's what you should do. Like, if you feel like, you know what, I don't feel like sitting here, I'd rather you know go through a box of my mom's things, or I'd rather you know put on a TV show and zone that out. That's how you feel right there and then. So you know do what you feel you need to do.
Yeah.
At whatever particular time, because it's the grief's not gonna magically go away and just like peter off into nothingness because you didn't quote unquote deal with it at the time. It's gonna come.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I think I'm not going to be feeling like watching, you know, I've been watching, you know, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Episodes, you know, a fair bit of them each day. I'm into season 5. And now it's like, why am I going to watch them? Am I going to get any enjoyment out of them? I'm probably going to be doing a lot of packing and getting boxes. I'm probably going to take some money out to do all my mom's laundry, do all her clothes, and give them away. That's going to be hard. Now you're going to do something and it's just going to hit you. Yeah, for sure. You know, just talking here and now.
I made the mistake of sorry.
No, go ahead.
I made the mistake of giving away too many of my dad's things.
Yeah.
I wish I would have kept more. But you know, it's too late for that now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I got some boxes. I'm probably going to start packing and going through things later today. We got lots and lots of books. I'm probably going to give them a bunch of her books away. I don't know what I'm giving away, what I'm not yet. But most of her clothes I don't need, so.
Yeah.
You know, I don't wear dresses, so.
That we know of.
Oh, I'm telling you I don't. Elric says, I can't listen to Beatles songs because my dad used to love them. Then it doesn't matter what song it is, it always hurts.
Yeah, what typically happens, right, for most people, is because the person was part of your life and there's a lot that you do in your life, there's a lot of that just hits you all at once. But part of grief is when routines in your life change. So there might be that one thing that you did with your mom that just rarely comes up, and then you do it years later, and then you remember her, and then there's just that sudden moment of grief again years later because that thing finally came up. And
Yeah.
you get like these little peter out of it over time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this stream's went longer
Did you have a root?
Not that I'm going to end it. I was just saying this stream's got longer than I expected it to. But I think it's a good thing, though. What were you going to say, John?
No, I was going to ask Metal if there's been a routine yet that he had to go through that brought everything back
Oh, not yet.
for him and his
I
mom.
think because a lot of the routine with me and my mom in her later years anyway was taking care of her because of her disabilities and illnesses. So I'm obviously not going to be doing that anymore. There probably will be something that hits me, maybe like the next new Zelda game that comes out years later, because that's something we always did together.
Yeah. I know me and my mom usually went grocery shopping together lately, you know. I know next time I have to go do a major grocery shopping, that's going to hurt.
Yeah. It hit with me because normally when we go fishing,
Yeah.
I'll go and I'll drop my dad off. Like we'll go to the pier, right? And I would drop him off and his stuff because he had one of those rascal scooters, those
Yeah.
mobility scooters. I would drive by, stop, and pick his stuff and take it out there so he would be able to roll it with it. And he had a little wagon he would take with him. And when I went, after that without him, I had to park and then take 2-3 trips. 'Cause I forgot how to pack without packing for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking like three trips, walking back up and down the pier back to my parking spot. And I was like, yeah, damn. Ah, yeah. And then I had a rough time the whole day just because it brought it all back thinking about it.
Yeah.
It took a while because that was probably almost a year. Like it took me almost a year to go fishing again after my dad because I would go with him so often, and he would always be like, "Well, I could die any second. Let's go," Okay.
Well, it appeared he was right, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Treasure
He
the
was
people.
always-
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that he was always one of those guys that would always use his handicap to try to get whatever rules broken he could.
Oh, my mom was that way.
Like he would tell it because I guess apparently I had no idea that you could do this, right? But if you're handicapped, any state park in the nation, you can actually drive your personal vehicle on the grass all the way up to the lakeshore,
Yeah.
if it's possible legally. I had no idea you could do that.
My mom
He found out.
right? But we all liked fishing, so we would use this as an excuse, and we would just, we'd bring her out like a picnic or whatever, a battery pack so she could plug her game and she would just play her handhelds or whatever there. But we would use her as an excuse to just go fishing right up to the shore.
Yeah. Also, we found this out because they have this state park that has a fishing derby, and on the fishing derby days, there's no parking anywhere, right? But if you're handicapped, you can just forego the parking lot and just drive onto the grass.
Ulrich says, laugh out loud. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so whenever somebody would come around telling him, you can't fish there, he started hamming it up. Oh, I got the prognosis. I'm not long for this world.
Hey, Grant. What was that? Was that Tom Petty? Ask Grant. I don't know.
I think he's
Well,
talking about Dave.
Oh no, no, no. That's my buddy Dave. He's keeping me company as well as Metal and Dillard because my mom died last night and trying to do something just to, although I know it's gonna come, stave off the tears and all that to feel a little less numb. And this has done that for sure. Being on here, talking with everybody, interacting. It's let me feel a little less numb. Thanks, Grant.
You want to hear about hamming it up? It was easy for my mom with how small she is, or was, and she walked with a limp my entire life. But like if anybody tried to like talk about her handicap or anything or tried to like excuse, she could just take off like one of her shoes because she was missing her big toe on her left foot, and then people would just shut up immediately.
Jeez.
Eric says the ultimate pass to drive wherever you want on public grounds, public park grounds. Well, no, not anywhere. Probably just up to the water.
Well, I'm sure you could drive into the water too. I just would not recommend it.
Yeah. Grant says mine passed a few years ago. Well, sorry about that, Grant, as well. Mine was very unexpected. She was feeling well Wednesday, and then between Wednesday night / Thursday morning, she started vomiting and having diarrhea overnight, and I think all throughout yesterday, because I noticed she was going back and forth to the bathroom a lot yesterday. And then at about 6 or 7 Eastern, she collapsed into the bathroom. Oh yeah, she was, like I said, up until about Wednesday. Wednesday. I think she was fine. She might not have been taking her meds for disability properly. I'm not sure. But yeah, she collapsed in the bathroom doorway. I didn't realize it for a few minutes, or maybe more than a few. When I did, I got her to her bed. She was, I thought, coherent. I thought just tired because she hadn't slept a lot, for the couple days, or for the day, from Wednesday to Thursday and during Thursday. And I checked on her once I got her into the bed. She seems still all right. Just I thought tired. I should have called the hospital. I should have called the ambulance sooner. That's the one thing that's gonna probably bug me the most. That I didn't call sooner. Maybe she still could have been alive. I heard something about a collapse.
You never can tell with that stuff.
Yeah. I heard something about a collapse.
It was a constant struggle. It was a constant struggle with my dad, because not only was he one of those people that never wanted to go to the hospital, right? But he was also like, when you're older, you don't really recognize things that happen, and you really in real life cannot tell the difference. There's no way to tell, whether this is serious or this is just a normal pang that you got to lay down for. Because some stuff, when you're older, like you get a pang and all of a sudden you're out for the day, but it doesn't mean that you need to go to the ER or something. But
yeah,
you can never tell with that stuff.
Yeah, Grant says she seemed fine when we'd see her on camera there. Yeah, it's easy to look back and think should have done this or that, but you didn't know. Yeah, true. Like I said, it's going to bug me here and there. Ultimately, I'm going to do my best to kick it to the curb because, what ifs, I can't do anything about a what if. you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I checked on her once. You know, she seemed somewhat coherent. I checked on her again, and she was non-responsive. Uh, then, I called 911. Ulrich says that's true, Dillard. And Grant said could have been a flu, yeah. And then I think I heard something about a collapsed lung. And, I'm like, did maybe I do that when I picked her up and got her into bed? Because I had a hard struggle, like, I'm not quite as strong as I used to be and all that. And my mom's a bit bigger than I guess I thought she was.
Well, not to be mean or anything, but if you're not as strong as you used to be, you think you're strong enough to cause a collapsed lung?
That's true, I guess. But you never know with how fragile maybe she was, and I didn't realize. But in some ways, I got her into bed, and at least she, like, I don't think she really suffered. So, at least she died somewhat in her bed comfortably.
Yeah. You said when you put her to bed, she was still, breathing, and she was just pretty much just in and out of like, twilight sleeping.
Yeah, or I thought that's what it was. Or maybe she was on the cusp of dying then, like. I tried to get her to. I asked her about, should I call an ambulance? She said no. Because, oh man, between the time I put her in bed, I checked on her the once, and the second time, it's like, I was bawling my eyes out, crying to God, like, what do I do? What do I do? And then, I went to check on her the last time, and like I said, she was non-responsive, and I should have erred on. I think I should have erred on the side of caution. What would it cost us an ambulance ride?
Yeah.
Grant says people are pretty resilient. It would take intent to collapse a lung. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's in a situation like this. It's just things that go through your mind. When you hear things, or and all you can do is fight them off the best you can and say, well, what if, but, like, yeah, it's not going to do anything right now, but, maybe for another time, if put in the same scenario or similar scenario.
Yeah.
But you can't beat like you're saying, Dillard, you can't really beat yourself up over it, because it's not going to change anything.
Right. Because and this probably doesn't apply to your mom, but like for me anyway, like we had such a long ordeal. Like basically he was dying for years, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, how much time do I need to insist? Like, how often do I need to insist that we're going to the doctor, as opposed to, because we knew that he was terminal, how much time how many days do we want to spend in the hospital? You know what I mean? How many times do we need to go for a false alarm, essentially wasting those days when we could be doing something that he enjoyed doing? So I always kind of try to temper it, because there were times when, you know what, I probably should have taken him to the ER, because he was a big ass dude. He was over 300 pounds and 6'4", and had a flipper foot because they cut off a few toes from diabetes, and he had the charcoal foot neuropathy, so every time you touched his leg, even you couldn't even massage his leg that was all cramping up because the skin would pierce and burn like it was hurting him, like a burn.
Yeah.
Almost like when you get sunburned and you scratch nails across sunburn, it's like that, just touching his skin because of the neuropathy, So it was like he would jump and go, like every time you touched him. So it's hard, like trying to pick him up off the floor because he's wet from the shower, and he slipped and fell, and he's a big ass dude, and I was the only person in the house that was big enough to even make the attempt to get him up, and I did at one point, picking him up, crack one of his ribs.
Yeah.
But if I had a team of people there, like a team of large firefighters, probably could have picked him up safer, But
Oh.
and that's another thing. You don't really collapse a lung. You have to like really break a rib, and the rib has to shatter in half and then pierce the lung, for the lung to collapse. And most people just aren't that kind of strong.
Yeah,
But,
maybe they accidentally did it in trying to revive her. I don't know. But
yeah, could happen.
There's also other things, like a clog could have happened in a vascular tube that could have also caused the lung to collapse. Like, there's all kinds of different ways that it could have happened.
yeah.
Can't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah. Grant says it won't seem completely real for a while. Yeah, some ways it seems all too real, like I'm hoping I can go to sleep and wake up and just think it was a nightmare. But I know that's not going to happen.
God will.
Ulrich says, yeah, don't beat yourself up over Cross. Yeah. Well, like I said, like I'm going to do my best not to. But I know those thoughts, they're going to come every so often.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I got to beat the thoughts down with an iron rod. Don't you dare come. Don't you dare do that. Make me try and think that.
Yeah, keep those dirty thoughts of mine.
Oh, I am actually starting to get tired.
I can hear it.
That's something neat. I think the shock is somewhat wearing off. Let yourself mourn, yeah. Well, I'm going to do that the best I can. Unfortunately, since I'm the only one, not, around, I've got to do all the legwork and all the paperwork and all that, I've got to set up everything with people's help. There's different places that are going to help you as you go along the process, obviously, but, I've got to be making a lot of those decisions. Like I had to decide where am I sending her tonight? What funeral home or whatever. I picked one. Unfortunately, I've been to too many funerals in my life, mind you. But I picked one that I've been to quite a few times. I like the layout. I like the space and all that.
Yeah.
So I chose that one. And then I know there's going to be other decisions I'm going to make. Like music. well, I've already talked to my pastor about doing the funeral, so that's good. I know there's a bunch of other decisions I'm gonna have to make. People that I'm gonna have to get in touch with. Like I gotta go to her bank. I've gotta deal with all the bureaucratic nonsense about getting her buried, or you know, and where I know my grandparents. I gotta figure out where my grandparents were buried. See whether I can actually get her buried with them, which I doubt I'm going to be able to because I don't think it's a city owned cemetery.
Mm. Are you going to be responsible for most of the cost of the funeral?
That I don't know either. I know she was a senior. I have a little bit of money because of that money a friend left me a while back. So I'm not sure whether the government's going to want me to pay for anything with that, or whether the city will take care, the government stuff will take care of that or whatever because she's a senior just on a pension. This is all stuff I'm going to find out as going along. Because other than that money, I have nothing to live on. I got to find a job. Something that pays. So that means my YouTube is going down, and also things that I had planned for this year are probably not going to happen this year. Like I said, the next 2 or 3 months, hopefully in 2 months or so, I know where I'm going to be, or be there.
Yeah.
I could sponge off my mom. I'm not going to be able to sponge off anybody else. And my mom, in a lot of ways, didn't mind. I helped her out as much as I could around the house, the apartment. So, hey, Tim. Timothy Olson's in the chat and says, hi.
Hey, Tim.
I'm sure she enjoyed having you there. Thanks, Grant. Hey,
Well, at least from
Joshua.
what we could see, she did seem that way on stream when she popped in.
Yeah. I'm going to miss that. Her randomly coming in and disturbing me while doing it. Oh, if I could ever just have that again. I'd give almost
sometimes
anything.
It seems annoying at the time, but there's like a certain charm to it that you'll miss.
Joshua says, I've been watching silently. You don't have to repeat this story again. Well, you, Ben. What about other people? Who's that next to me? This is Dave. Tim, I'm not sure whether you've heard. My mom died last night. And if you want to know the story, you can try and find it if you go back. But as Joshua said, although in some ways I don't mind repeating it either. I'm not sure whether anybody's getting sick of me repeating it yet or not. Apparently Joshua is.
No, I'm sure he said that for you.
Joshua was thinking about you, Rick.
Yeah, I know.
Goodness.
I'm just teasing Joshua. That's why I didn't do my stream earlier, and I'm doing it late, and well, I'm not drawing. Although I wasn't even sure I was going to do this stream when I got back into my apartment. But as I said, it's doing something to edge away the numbness. Thanks, Tim.
You know, when my dad passed, he had already set up a bunch of stuff that he wanted, right? He wanted to be cremated, but he wanted to have a funeral.
Yeah.
And at his funeral, he had a laundry list of songs that he wanted played. And it had like a list of like 20 songs on there. All these songs. So the only thing you can do is, right, you know? It's not the Burning Man, right? It's a funeral.
Yeah. Oh, there's something too. I'm
But,
probably going to have to pick up music.
And he had all these songs, and all the songs he had on the list, like, were all songs that I really liked because they were all songs that he would play all the time. I like this song. So I was like, oh, we had to sit there and we had to make one of those compilation videos, like photographs and stuff. That was tough.
Oh
That
yeah.
was tough. And then me sitting there on the computer editing the music together, all these songs that reminded me of him, and then all the photos, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I had to take like 5 breaks, dude. It was terrible.
Oh man, don't remind
I
me
still
of that
haven't done
stuff.
that.
I have to do that too. Tim says, your mom was your biggest supporter. Yeah, I think she was.
I mean, after Joshua Hughes, yeah.
Yeah, no, we actually still have not had a memorial or anything. Like,
Oh,
we have everything
jeez.
set aside for it. Most of the funds we raised was just to get her cremated in the first place, right? Because we have a family lot, so we don't have to pay for
Mhm.
that. But because of like immediately the same week at the end of it, the only vehicle that we had, there was a car crash, and our family lot is at my aunt's place down in Austin, which is like on the other side of the state. So she's just been sitting in a box waiting. I haven't done like the memorial video or anything because my brother was supposed to get me all the pictures, and we've just been pushing all that stuff back until closer to when we're actually going to go down there.
That's awful, man.
Yeah, oh man.
Who's gonna do it? Are you gonna have to do it?
Oh yeah, well, I'm the only one who has that like skill, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do it.
Oh.
Another something I'm gonna
Man,
have.
you gotta find somebody, Rick. You gotta find somebody. You gotta find like an aunt or a friend of hers from church, somebody that can take the reins on this shit. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I know.
So at least somebody that can field fucking phone calls. I hated getting constant phone calls.
Yeah, that was the worst part.
Yeah, well, that is going to be the worst thing for me. I'm going to be answering so many damn phone calls that I don't want to answer. Oh, well, I don't like usually answering numbers I don't know. I'm like, let it go to voicemail. But, like, now
Not only
it's...
that, like, there are gonna be people that are eager to help out because it's very awkward to just be present and not be helping out, and giving them a task is like not skin off their nose. Like they're gonna want to. So it's
Yeah.
like take advantage of that.
Yeah, depends on who they are. There's people that might want to help out, like my cousin Anita, that will be more a hindrance than a help.
Yeah.
Gonna need it, dude.
Grant says someone who's not as emotionally affected. Yeah.
Even if they have to realistically, even if they have to be like, "Hey Rick, what's your mom's social? Hey Rick, how tall was your mom? Hey Rick." Even if they're doing that, it's better than talking to somebody you don't know on the phone. Is answering somebody that you do know is better.
Yeah.
It's easier on you.
There was one thing that was lucky for me was since my parents were still together, most of the phone call stuff, there was a few I had to do, but most of it was done by my dad. So like at least I didn't have to deal with that part.
Timothy says, make sure to pray on things if you need to. Yeah, for sure. It all seems so big at the moment, but I'm sure it's going to come together good or nicely, however you want to say it. Tim's, oh, hi, Elric. Oh, and Elric said hi to Timothy and Joshua earlier. I'm getting tired, but I don't know whether I want to go to bed or not. I don't know whether I'll sleep if I go to bed.
Do you want to say a prayer right now, just in case you do get tired and want to go to bed?
Oh, yeah. Might be good to pray.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I'll lead the prayer.
Uh-huh.
Dear Heavenly Father, our God in heaven, please help Rick find rest and shelter in the love of his friends and his family and their prayers for him at this time. Help him find time to rest and know that as he lays down, he can have the comfort of the warm memories of Linda and the joy that she brought to his life and the life of the people he loves. And find hope in the renewal of creation, in your everlasting love, in the beauty of life still yet to be lived. And help this tragedy bring us closer to you, closer to Jesus, and keep us looking at the love and eternity in you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, John. Mike Walter says, hey, all, dropping in to like, share, and say hi. Well, thank you, Mike. This was the Mike I was talking about earlier, who has a show called The Mic Stand that I will be on tomorrow, or for me today. Joshua says, amen.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like it was surreal for me for fucking 3-4 years. I had this dream once where he was back and we were like, what do you like, we couldn't like make heads or tails of it, right? Like it was like I was like 17 again and we were like all in the house and like, oh, Dad's back. We're like, what do you mean Dad's back? And he's like, well, remember he left, now he's back. I was like, no, he died. Like in the dream, this was happening. And he's like, no, he died. He passed away. Like, no, he didn't. Yeah. And then I was like, what? And then it was one of those dreams that lasts years. Like in your dream, it lasts so long. And you're like, well, this is the new normal. Now he's back now, And it was so gross. I woke up with the nastiest feeling. And the thing was, during the dream, I actually had a good feeling, right? But when I woke up, it was like, oh God, oh man, I couldn't take it.
Because it's like losing them all over again.
Yeah.
You know, it's worse. You want to hear how messed up my head is? Because a lot of my relationship with my mom, still loved her. You know, she's my mom, but a lot of it was us yelling at each other and arguing like family. And like in my dream, like I'm fully aware that she's dead, but she'd be there, or like a ghost or whatever, and she'd be arguing with me, like, okay, you need to turn the TV on to watch this show at this time or whatever. But like she's arguing as if this needs to take place outside of the dream. And then I'm like, wait a minute, you can't watch TV shows, you're dead. And we're just like having this full on like family argument in my dream. And I'm like mad at myself too, because like, head, why are we arguing in my dream? Why is this what we're doing?
Yeah. Hey, Megan Fellow? Imagine Fellow?
Imagine. He's a buddy of mine.
Cool. He says, in my family, when we lose someone, we don't cancel our plans. We see them through in honor of them. We celebrate their lives by living our best. It's part of our spiritual anguish. That sounds great, and for the most part, I plan on trying to do that for sure. Unfortunately, a couple of my plans are just because the timing are getting misplaced. Like, I've got a Comic-Con in the middle of September at here in Hamilton. I'm probably still going to do that. I'm not going to stop that one. Unfortunately, the one for Dillard's that I'm doing down that way is unfortunately most likely canned unless I see how I can, like have it like the funeral and all that next Friday and then take off the Monday. Cross Comics. Hey Rick, who is that next to you? This is my buddy Dave here that you can see his arm. And now you can see his face. Imagine Fellow says, I'm sure you'll pull through this and hope you live your best life too. Yeah, I will. I know I will. I've lost all my grandparents while I've been alive. And I know it's not quite the same as my mom, but I was strong in those times for my mom, and she was as strong as she needed to be too, because she had, although there was an executor to the will, she had to do a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be doing. So now I just need to be strong for myself in the next week or so. It just hurts because this is like the 5th person that I've lost this year. Like I lost my buddy Gord back in like February. I lost another friend shortly thereafter. I lost somebody else, and then more recently I lost an uncle. And now I've lost my mom. It's been a hard year. And then before the one Gord, probably 6 months before that, I lost a different Gord. So, Tim says, DM me if you need to chat. For sure, Tim. But I'm just hoping nobody else dies this year. Grant says, when it rains, it pours. Yeah.
Dude, I feel that too. I'm also losing multiple people this year. Like my Uncle Mark is in hospice. He got down to his daughter on the beach. So it's like, if you know you're going out, it's probably the best place to go out. But he's probably going within this month or the next one. We don't know. Oh. And a lot of other people in my dad's generation, and even my grandfather, they're just not looking so well. So we have no idea who's going with for this next year or two.
Yeah. Oh, I know who other went. My cousin Anita that I mentioned a little earlier, her father died this year too, and just a couple months ago. And actually, it was what was it?
Wait, Anita, the one you were just talking trash on?
Yeah.
Like, that's how we know from experience.
Freaking Anita, dude. Every time.
I love my cousin. Don't get me wrong. I help her out where I can too. But she can be a pain at times.
Yeah, we all are.
Oh, yeah.
We're all a pain to family.
See, I just got a lot of family that's like a pain and also not well-meaning. So
Yeah, but
I had people in my dad's. I had to get a cousin and kick him out and send him home because he was in my dad's room looking for his pain pills after he passed.
yeah. So that's two uncles, and my one uncle just died like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was just at I think his thing last week, last Friday. I was at his memorial. Crap. That's close.
Yeah.
Although I liked him a lot, but I wasn't super close to him. I didn't really hang out with him. Neither did I hang out a lot with my cousin Anita's father, but I've had chatted with him a few times and all that.
Who was Linda's? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be familiar. Who was your mom's best friend at church?
Trying to think. I think she had friends in church. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I think she had a best friend or best friend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, unfortunately, over the years, a lot of my friends ended up becoming her friends. Intimacy said in time. Fellow, I'm just going to say fellow instead of trying to say that name and butcher it. Fellow says, many other people in my family who helped raise me when my parents weren't around have died in recent years. You're definitely not alone in grief. Yeah, for sure. I know everybody has people that die around them. Unfortunately. But, so is the way of life, right?
Yeah, but they weren't Linda.
Yeah. They weren't my mom, but, for them, they were their mom, dad, or friend, or whatever, I won't try and diminish anybody's grief that
I'm actually compiling the book as I'm the buckler could what's it called? The Canadian Tussle book.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take out the Linda reference in there?
No. Keep it in. Honor her.
Okay.
I'd say do a dedication, but I'm not sure whether she'd want a dedication in that book.
All right, point taken, Rick. Jeez.
I have that panel in my portfolio bag, and I'm gonna think of your mom every single time I see that.
And I'm not even sure what you're talking about either.
Oh, because the buckler's wife's name is Linda, and after he kills that girl, he looks up at the sky and he screams, "Linda!"
Oh, okay.
Remember, I named her after your mom.
I did not know that. I don't remember knowing that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you knew it. You just don't remember it.
No, definitely keep it in them. I definitely don't remember that. I know my next comics, my next 3, whenever I get them out, because unfortunately I don't think they're coming this year like I planned to do the...
But you're gonna put a dedication page in each of them?
Yeah, another dedication. No, I have not been drinking. Unless you include pop. Like I dedicated the first one sort of to her. Well, to a lot of people, but especially to her. But I'm gonna put another one in this set. Timothy says, "Who will stumble in and interrupt your show now, Rick?" I think we will all miss that. Yes, Tim. I will miss it especially. I'm gonna have to say, my mama says hi every so often. Tell everybody I said hi. It was like a special part of the stream. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it annoyed the hell out of me, but in a lot of ways. I'm trying to conduct a show here. It's like, do you have to come in to say hi?
Yes. Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. And
She
I'm
had to make
glad.
sure she made it back out in time to be able to catch the stream delay when everybody else said hi back.
Yeah.
He did say hi, Mom. No, I'm wearing headphones.
Or she'd come in and tell Rick to stop his show because she couldn't watch his show on the on the TV.
Yeah, or I'd have to go do something for her to make sure she could get it on the TV. Here, you're looking in the wrong spot, Bob. You gotta refresh it. Yes, she is, Aqua, for sure. Oh, Timothy's, yeah, she was part of the show. Yes, and she's gonna be missed. I'm just, two things, sort of other things that make me sad. I know I'm gonna get married one day, and I'm gonna miss having her there. Miss her not being able to see her grandkids. I'm gonna miss her seeing me not being seeing me not being my success in the comics. Me making it big.
Yeah. That stuff hurts. Yeah.
I did respond to this, but Akko said she's in a much better place now. Yes. All her ailments are gone. She's with Jesus now. So that's the best part. I got to remember she is with her Lord and Savior. Much better place. And one day I will see her again and join her along with all my other friends and people. Well, a lot of my friends and people that I have lost over the years that I know that have come to Christ. I might even try and set up. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to do it or how I'll do it. I gotta see about for you guys setting up some sort of stream or whatever for the funeral service. for you guys if you want to, watch or whatever. Hear what the preacher has to say and what people
Well,
share.
If you manage to, we'll definitely show up. Just, make sure that's the last thing on the table. Get everything else covered first.
Yeah, yeah. Uncle said, I can't even imagine the pain you must be going through right now. Yeah, well, the pain hasn't hit me yet. Like I said, that's going to probably hit me more when I'm alone by myself, in this apartment by myself. Heck, I think that's another reason I got to move too. I'm not sure whether I could stand living in this apartment.
Nope. No can do, boy.
Especially with how small it is. It's not like you can avoid a space or anything. It's like it's literally the whole place.
Yeah.
My brother actually, we moved a lot of the rooms around afterwards.
Yeah.
Right? So some of us are in different places. My middle brother is in her room now, and he's fine. But our youngest, he has trouble even walking in that room, even though it looks completely different.
Yeah.
Because as far as he understands, that was still her space. And he actually just wants out of this house as soon as we can.
Yeah. Look. Oh, it's like.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be tough, and there's no way around that. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough the next few months being here. Packing everything up. Like I said, getting rid of her clothes, like. I'm going to keep a few things. I don't know what exactly yet, obviously. Was it just you and Linda? Well, living here, yeah. My dad's alive, so, I've let him know. They've been divorced for, like, almost 50 years. 59, 48, or 49 or 48 years. But my dad's been in my life, They got along, of course, good enough to get married, and then they did not quite get along well enough to stay married. They got divorced, and, because they had me, they got along good enough, to raise me the best as they did, with, being different and all that, two different places. When they first broke up, they were both in Hamilton, and then when I was like 10 or 12, my dad moved up to up north to around an area that we used to go camping every year called Red Bay. He was a few miles south of it, well, quite a few miles, probably 20 or 30. He was in a little village. Village might be too big of a word, called Claverling. And then he went from Claverling to Hepworth. And well, she's still in Hepworth, which is between Owen Sound and Wyerton, if anybody knows where those towns are. It's a town of about 400 people. And it has a Tim Hortons smack dab in the middle of it.
Of course it does.
Well, it's just because it's a crossroads, too. That's why. The main intersection. Two crossroads of two main highways.
That's where you get stuff like that. I had a buddy who lived out in the middle of nowhere because he lived on a farm, right? So he had to bus to school. And he said, like, everybody was so excited when they finally put I think it was a Papa John's in his town. And, like, that's not necessarily the place I'd want to go, but if you have no pizza place, like, the only pizza you get is like frozen grocery store aisle pizza, then like, you know what? I probably would be excited if I got a Papa John's finally in this little cross section as well.
Oh, my dad hated the fact that Timmy's moved there because when cars were going through the drive-through, they'd go into like his living room. And hello again, Finity. Timothy asks, where are you going to move, if I may ask? I have no clue.
Yeah, it's a little early for that.
I know I'm going to have to, like I have enough to pay a couple. Well, right now I have enough to pay a couple extra months rent if I need to, but I don't really want to. I'll probably make it so hopefully I can make it so I can pay one extra month and have 3 months to try and find somewhere to go. Unless am I talking over the next week or so that I can with different people figure that out. But like starting tomorrow, the latest Saturday, I'm going to be starting to pack up the place. First I'll probably get rid of a bunch of books. And then I don't know what else.
Are you gonna be forced to get rid of a bunch of stuff that you don't want to get rid of?
I don't know yet.
Like, hit me up in DMs or something if you got like stuff that you want to like ship to me and have me hold on to for you till you get a place to
Yeah.
store them.
I don't think so. Obviously at my room, I want to keep everything in it. My DVDs, the living room TV. Oh,
Right. I'm just saying like things like personal effects, like for instance things that of your mom's that maybe you don't want to get rid of, because I know that I kind of got rid of everything. I dealt with it poorly, right?
yeah.
And I got rid of all my stuff and everything kind of associated with it. But then I went over to my sister's house like maybe a couple of years later, and she had a bunch of stuff that she had just saved, like stuff that I had like earmarked to get thrown away, where she had saved it because she didn't want to get rid of it. Like women are really good for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to get rid of things that you're going to want later on.
Yeah. Hey, my sketchbook. He says, you're on late. What's up, brother? What's up? Nothing good. Well, not. Well, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. My mom died last night. Sometimes get easier to say that, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So I'm just up because and on because I'm not super tired because of stuff, and otherwise I'd be so numb it wouldn't be funny. Being on here, like I said earlier, is help me not be so numb. You tired, Dave?
Huh? How you doing anyway, my hey ho?
I'd say you could go up to my bed to sleep or into my mom's bed, but I don't think you want to go into my mom's bed to sleep.
No.
And the couch really isn't made up right now to sleep. But Dave, if you want to go home, you can. If you want to go home and sleep, I'm going to be all right. You can come back later on today if you want. Because I know you got to be getting tired,
I'm not facial reaction because of any
Yeah, I know, Dave.
I'm going through some motions myself.
Yeah, because you really
I've known
love
you-
my mom as a friend. You've known her for like 30 years.
I had a crush on her.
Yeah. So, I get that, and I get that you're getting tired, You don't have quite the same reaction for it as me, and you haven't had to deal with everything that I've had to deal with today quite the same.
Very true.
Yeah.
And for now on, until you move out of here, I won't not be going through as much as you.
Yeah.
But unless it was my
Yeah.
personal mother and stuff like that.
Yeah. But,
I understand.
I know I'm going to be all right now. I'm going to
Yeah.
be all right till tomorrow, you know. Whenever I get off here, I'll probably go to sleep.
Well, Richard, you got a bunch of good guys out there, and
Yeah.
that loves you on your stream.
Yeah.
A lot of good artists like yourself,
Yeah.
and you
But,
you all look out for one another.
yeah. And, you know, like I said, you know, I know you're getting tired, and
Yeah.
I don't think there's anywhere here that you really want to sleep. Well, and there's one place I need my bed for when I go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
Because just like you, I don't want to really sleep in my mom's bed either.
Nope. I don't be thinking so, Tim. I know. You would.
There's one, you know, like 5 years ago when we, for 5 or 6 years ago when we first moved in here, and I didn't have a good bed like I do now, I might have snagged her bed when she was up, and in the middle of the day I might have snagged it, or when she wasn't here for a night or whatever, for whatever reason, when she was still working, I might have went in there and slept in it, but there ain't no way I'm sleeping in that bed now.
Mhm. I got you 10-4 on that one, brother.
Okay, let's see. Grant says sometimes it's nice to have company. Yes, it is. Sketchbook says, "Damn, brother, prayers for strength." Well, no, we know she's only sleeping. We'll see her again with Messiah. Yes, yes. My son says, "Love and prayers, brother. Anything you need." Thank you very much. Yeah, so don't feel you need to stay, Dave.
yeah.
If you want to go home and get some sleep, and like I said, you can come back later
Yeah, I'm
today.
respecting your space. And that's the only reason why I'm here is some moral support.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot from these guys, and like I said,
Yeah.
by the time I get off here, I'm probably just gonna.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm gonna. But then again, I'm gonna have to wake up to the nightmare.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, guys. If you can hear me,
Yeah, they can hear you.
well, listen. I'm sorry for talking too loud. I'm
You're
just
not talking
one of
too
those
loud.
kind of loud people anyway. But to make a long story short, Richard talks very highly of you, But other than that, good night. God bless. It's good to hear wonderful things from good people like yourself, like Richard and all you and Dillard and
There's a lot of people there. I got Dillard and Metal on
Meadow.
the
Yes,
on the panel with
yeah.
me.
I heard his voice. You guys are all a bunch of cool people. Love ya. So I got to work on myself.
Me too, Dave. Take care.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah, they're saying take it easy. Have a good night. Grant says night, Dave, in the chat. And again, thanks for coming over, Dave. Oh, where'd you put the keys when you? Oh, here they are. Okay.
I might.
Timothy says, "God bless you, Dave."
Thank you, Timothy. And God bless yourself,
Dave's got a strong
Well, I'm
accent.
not
there.
from
Is he
where
the,
Richard's from, so
Is he from the
we're a
Eastern
little
Coast?
strange kind of people down
Yes.
where I come from.
Yes, Dave is from Nova Scotia.
Okay, I thought so.
Meadow was commenting on your accent, saying that you have a strong accent. He was wondering whether you were from the East Coast.
Oh, you could tell.
Yes, he could.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh,
Scots-Irish accents over on the East Coast of Canada.
But,
My sketchbook says, "God bless Dave." Joshua says, "Good night, Dave."
I love all you guys out there, and God bless, and you and all you guys.
You want the camera's right there, Dave.
Hi, guys. I love you.
Okay, and you can just talk normal because that's the microphone. See, I'm here, and it can see where I am, Dave.
Yeah.
It picks me up. Just talking like this.
Well, it didn't pick me up,
Yes, it does.
I'm still standing on the ground.
That's one of my jokes, right?
Okay, I love you guys.
I don't know. Now I'm starting to think you stole that joke from Dave.
Well, I more meant my style of joke.
You're gonna love that you're gonna love that sub.
Yeah, I've had the subs there before. They're good.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Actually, give me a minute. I think I'm actually gonna go grab something to drink.
Yeah, stay hydrated.
Yeah. They had it right here. They tried to revive. Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
So I don't know how it was for you, Metal, but I know that the day that my parent passed, it was like like when I finally did go to sleep, it was kind of like when you go on like a long run or a long bike ride or like riding on a quad, where like your senses are overloaded for way too long, and it's almost like you have like dried out eyes because they've been open real wide and you've been at attention for a long time.
You're almost like at a point of anxiety, like a paranoia almost.
Yeah, but it's all you're on that for a long time, and then all of a sudden I was sitting on the couch. I remember, and I was watching. I think it was Doctor Who or something stupid, and I was like, oh, and all of a sudden like my eyes got all juicy again, they finished, and I was like, and that was it. Like, oh, the high came down, and I just crashed.
Crash. Yeah.
I did have the sense though. Yeah, I did have the sense though to like kind of like lay down and get a pillow and lay down, and then just boom, just on the couch. But I was awoken like 4 hours later by family knocking on the door.
Oh, see, I got a full sleep.
Because I got all my family is just a short drive away, so as soon as I fell asleep, just boom, 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 guests.
Yeah, we were all like my dad and my brothers were all at the hospital when it happened, and we were there like all night until it was finally time to pull the plug. So like we were all exhausted. I was still awake for maybe 3 or 4 hours after that. But I tried to sleep. Like I wasn't trying to be up. I tried to lull myself down as much as possible. After I sent out like messages to people to let them know, I just laid in bed until exhaustion took me. But yeah, it was like that for the most part.
Yeah, because I know my mom.
Yeah,
she
for
she
sure.
went and fell asleep with my sisters. They went to go to her bed and lay down with her, and they all fell asleep. And then my brother was like, "Okay, I'm going back home." He wasn't living with us at the time; he was at his apartment. And I was just there with myself, and I was awake, and I was just like, "I only put on something on TV and see what happens,"
Yeah.
I'm back. As you can probably see.
Hey, Rick.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, it's exhausting, says my sketchbook. Elric says, I'm back. Yeah, he's back as I go away. Elric, what's up, my man, says my sketchbook. And Elric says, hey, sketchbook.
Yeah, speaking of throwing things away, we still haven't done that really. We did for some of her like medical needs. Like she had a bunch of handicap stuff. I think we might still have the wheelchair because it's always just good to have a wheelchair around. But like we had all like these bars and stuff that she could use to like support herself on. You'd put like next to the toilet or next to her bed, and we tried to donate all that, but like the local charities and stuff wouldn't come and pick it up, and we had no way of giving it away. So we just like left it in front of the house for pickup, and if people took it, it's like we didn't care. It's going to somebody useful. But we still have like all of her clothes, all of her jewelry, all of that stuff. My brother was actually kind of like you, and he was trying to just get rid of all of it right away. And we're like, no. We've got an attic. We're not going anywhere right away. Let's just box it up. Let's not let us make these decisions while we're emotional, and then we'll wait and readdress it later, because there's plenty of stuff that's worth giving away, but there's probably some stuff we want to keep too.
Yeah, it was just like because I said I dealt with it like inappropriately or whatever, but it was like I didn't want to get rid of it. I just wanted it out of my hair, out of my sight at the time. You know what I mean?
And that's how he is. And I'm like, no, we have an attic. It can still be out of our sight. Like we can split the difference here.
Elric says, I'm doing good, sketch. Marsupio says, I'm still here too, just listening. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Marsupio. My sketchbook says that's good, El Rock. I think he means El Rick. You going to try and go to see Chris's Cross at Dillard's party? Well, Sketch, there's the thing. I forgot that I should have told you. That's probably not happening now because with making the funeral arrangements, I'd have to make them and have it in like a week or less to do that trip.
You need your time.
You know, just need to settle down, figure out where life takes you. Even if you're like in another city, even if you have work, you know, we could just wait till another year. Can
Yeah.
request some time off, and then we can all do a big thing next year. You know.
Yeah. Or, maybe, after things are settled for me, I know what's going on. If I have the money, I can do the trip. Maybe it's without, all my comic gear. Maybe I'll just fly there. Spend, a week there or whatever. Visiting.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, just wait till the water settles and find out.
Yeah. Oh. Ulrich says, but if you do make plans again to come to California Cross, let me know. Of course, Ulrich. Anybody on this channel coming by will know. And now I know. Now I have your phone number if you're not here for a while to let you know. Too.
Thank you, Metal. I
Yeah,
have to
bless you.
scream at my wife. Thank you after I sneeze. Oh, bless you, I guess.
But isn't she worried that when you sneeze and your soul temporarily leaves your body, that demons will take over?
I know. She's supposed to try to cram it back up my nose, my soul.
Yeah.
I think you mean Sketch, not
goodness.
Timothy.
I'm just realizing
or-
that. I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I was just responding to Ulrich. What were you saying, John?
The heck is Elric doing now?
You said, but yes,
No, I'm just
Timothy.
saying. I realized that this page that I'm working on, I don't have enough. I drew a bunch of really small details in the background machinery, and it's going to be all covered up by this guy's broad back in the foreground.
Don't you hate it when you waste so much effort?
Mm-hmm.
My sketchbook says
I drew the feet touching the floor. That's very hard for me, drawing people on a plane and having the feet, connect the floor in the correct way with shadow and everything. And now I'm realizing that her arm is going to be covering up that really good foot I drew.
Ulrich
I feel
says
that.
my sketchbook says the demons are already partying with Dillard.
Who said that?
Sketchbook. And then Ulrich says, what?
Ryan, no good. SOB said that.
Ulrich says, wait, that was Dillard sneezing? I thought he was coughing up a cactus. And Grant says, I guess you're sneezing? And Grant says, no way to save it for a different panel?
What, my sneeze?
No, I think the shot. I don't think you of the machinery and stuff. I don't think you would save it for a different panel. Are you doing this digitally or traditionally?
No, digitally. That's because I like to draw I like to draw through everything first.
Yeah.
So once I have like the basic forms, the outlines, then I'm like, okay, let me put these main characters in here where they're going to be going, and I'm like, oh no, no.
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about the machinery. No, I kind of do that too. Like, I like to do a really, really rough gesture first that even includes like the background and everything, and then if I am going to detail, I'll detail the background first, and then the characters over it. And yeah, sometimes you just lose things. and it sucks. That's where I put all the detail first. But if you don't do it in that order, then it's kind of hard to figure out where the lines are going to go through a character, and then the things just feel like they're like off sync.
Yeah. You want to see?
No, sure.
I'll share.
Is it all right to share it with people, John?
Oh yeah. The main character is not on this page, so these are just side characters.
Let's see. Browser. Can we get Cost Comics? There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a really nice shoe.
Is it up
I
there?
like that shoe.
Yeah, it's up for people to see now.
Thank you. Okay, so I have this first one where he's just walking up on her. He's the captain. She's just part of the crew, but she's like the leader of the crew. You know, she's well trusted, very competent. And then I have this big scene right here with all this machinery and one of the mechs getting work done. His heads have popped off there up on top, and I got to do this right here. Put two people in front.
Yeah, I see that.
It's gonna be.
Like all the fine detail in the back there. Yeah.
Look at all that! Look at all that detail! I'm gonna be losing. And I can't really put them anywhere else. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. They're actually right here like this, a little bit smaller than they should be. They should probably be about yay size like that. The guy that worker's shoe, I'm gonna cover up everything. Brutal.
Trinity says Dillard sneezed, and then Ulrich says yes, but it sounded like he was coughing up a cactus. And then Infinity says Tex-Mex, and Sketchbook says you good financially, Brother Rick. Do we need to raise funds for anything? I'm not sure yet.
But if you want to get ahead of that, you can buy something from his store, which will help him out anyway because he gets the money from that.
Yeah. The art I
And you
get
something cool.
the art I get all the money for, except
Yeah.
shipping costs.
Shipping.
T-shirts and books. T-shirts I get a little bit of, and I guess books sort of, although they're already printed. And of course, if you just want to donate some money to my PayPal, you can do that too. I think all those links are in the description.
I think your PayPal is.
My website is, so.
Yeah. Well, I prioritize sharing the page with the art on it because I knew that was the stuff you get the most
Yeah.
for, and some of those targets are also bigger. Like this would probably help the most if somebody bought them.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of putting up pages with our stuff with, fan art type stuff. Too.
Yeah.
I started getting that together, although I've got it together but don't. Let's see. Grant says keep it as is. Keep it as is an establishing shot, then duplicate it with the people in it. Ulrich says great art as always, Dillard. Great. My spelling is still terrible.
No, he should have just not corrected it and played it off as a pun, right? Because there was like catwalks and stuff in the background, so there were greats.
Yeah. Finity says your spelling is great with the great spelling, as in and Ulrich laughs. See this orange juice here, guys, that I'm drinking? It was orange juice that I went to get to my mom earlier today or yesterday, because I thought, get her drinking some juices and that, and she'd do better.
Well, she'd probably be happier to know that you're drinking it
Yeah.
and do it because it'll help you do better.
Yeah. I went out.
Sorry
and
about
got-
that.
Went out and got something for my mom today to try and help. Grant says vitamin C and all that. Yeah. But, I can't let the orange juice go to waste.
Yeah.
I made it up and all that, made up a jug. Oh. Grant says, true. Good point. Disembodied voices.
It's actually one of the reasons why I said stay hydrated earlier before I hopped in. It's like there's one of the things that you don't think about, right? You're in the process of grieving, especially a lot of tears come out. Like you're just busy, you're running around, you don't stay hydrated, your voice becomes hoarse because of it, and you start feeling more fatigued anyway on top of the emotions. It's like
Yeah.
drink some orange juice, drink some water, just keep yourself, healthy.
Yeah.
Because then it helps with all the emotions and other stuff you have to do as well.
Yeah, well, the officers and that were here, we were waiting for the coroner and stuff like that. Like my mouth was like getting a little dry. I'm like, can I go get a drink for my French? My mouth is getting a little dry. They're like, yeah. So, I have no problem remembering to drink, and I think I have no problem remembering to eat.
Yeah, that gets me a lot too. Depends. It's like depends on the person, right? Like some, you might be the other way around. Actually, some people when they get depressed, other people where they just can't stop.
Yeah.
You kind of just don't want to go into either extreme.
Yeah, especially with me trying to lose some weight. As I said earlier this week, when I weighed myself on Monday, I was at 237. And night, Elric says, all right, Cross, I'm going to get to bed. And KN, once again, my condolences. Thank you, Elric. Sketchbook says, night, Elric. And thanks for stopping by. And even if it's not on here, you can text me too, Elric. And he says, night sketchbook. Now that you sort of have my number, or that you have my number, and it's actually me.
I think he's going to require like 5 or 6 more texts.
I'm trying to think whether I want to end the stream and try and get some sleep, or go on till I'm so exhausted that I can barely keep my eyes open.
Well, that's the question. Do you feel like you could sleep?
I'm not sure. And I don't, like I said, I know if I'm off this and I can't sleep, it's gonna go into Numbsville and a lot of crying.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rick. Why don't you just go and get some? Why don't you go and try to get some sleep? And if you can't sleep, fire up a stream and send me a message, and I'll hop back on with you.
Yeah, I can hop back.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, thank you guys for coming by and all your good words. Again, same for the chat. Thank you for all coming by and all your good words, your condolences, all that. Sorry, it was a bit of a downer stream with the fact that announcing my mom died, but some things can't be helped.
Hey, buddy, don't worry about it. I'm glad to be here with you.
So we'll catch you all. I don't know when for sure, but like I said, I'll be on Mike's tomorrow or today on his comic retrospective. So if you don't see me anywhere else later today or tomorrow, depending on your time, try and catch me there. Reading some comics. Doing something I love, reading comics. So, night all. God bless.